Okay. Moving on then for item number 6, which is now 6A for accept Yadir Padilla's letter of resignation from the Planning and Zoning Commission. Alderman Perkins?
I just want to clarify with this because there was rumors and I want to make sure about the residency of the person that was appointed that resigned.
To my knowledge, the person lives within the city's corporate limits.
Okay.
And the reason for her resignation is because her husband accepted a position outside the state of Illinois and they're planning on moving.
All right. Thank you.
Their letter of resignation is in the packet.
I'll make motion to approve 6A.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Alder Lavallee.
Yes.
Hoeflich.
Yes.
Lancaster.
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
Albertson.
Yes.
Haderlein.
Yes.
Platt-Miller.
Yes.
All ayes, motion carries.
All right, thank you. Item number 7 is recognition honoring Mia Martin and Oliver Wikachi Juarez for outstanding achievement as featured student speakers at the Avid Summer Institute in 2026. We ask if those two people would come forward, please. We'd like to present you with a certificate and grab your picture.
Right and center.
I'll read a certificate for everybody. Certificate of Achievement presented to Oliver Juarez and Mia Martin. City of Harvard proudly recognizes Oliver Juarez and Mia Martin for outstanding achievement as a featured student speaker at the Avid Summer Institute 2026. Their hard work, leadership, and dedication have brought pride to our community and serve as an inspiration to others. Congratulations on this remarkable honor.
Thank you very much. We're very honored to have you step up to do these types of things. So we're always looking for young people to get involved in the community. So good work. Thank you. Okay, we'll move then on to item number 8, was the Administration Committee's recommendation for appointment of the Ethic Commission's members. Seeking a motion to approve the appointment of Carl Opper, Raul Meza, and Laura Pichardo to the Ethics Commission pursuant to Chapter 3 of the Municipal Code.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I have a motion by Perkins, second by Haderlein. Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Alder Hoeflich.
Yes.
Lancaster. Perkins.
Yes.
Albertson.
Yes.
Haderlein.
Yes.
Platt-Miller.
Yes.
Lavallee.
Yes.
All ayes, motion carries.
Thank you, clerk. This time, I think we will do the swearing in, yeah?
Yeah. Looks like they're ready. Right hand and repeat after me, please. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties as a member of the Ethics Commission for the City of Harvard according to the best of my ability.
All right, well, thank you to these three individuals who decided to step up to serve on the Ethics Commission, which is a newly formed commission, so we're looking forward to having them. I'm not sure when the first meeting will be scheduled.
We have not scheduled that yet. I'll be doing that when I can coordinate with the three members.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you
Thank
very much. Thank you. All right, then, we will move then on to item number 9, which is the administration's committee recommendation for amendment to the resident parking restrictions in section 15.06 of the Harvard Municipal Code. Seek a motion to approve the amendment to section 15.06 parking resident of Harvard Municipal Code, removing the resident parking requirement on West Blackman Street from Division Street, also known as US Route 14, to First Street.
I'll make a motion to approve the amendment to Section 15.06, parking resident of the Harvard Municipal Code, removing the resident parking requirement on West Blackman Street from Division Street, also known as US Route 14, to First Street.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion by Haderlein, second by Albertson. Any comments or questions here?
And we won't have any more issues with the cranes parking there?
Well, the resident came and requested this and stated that that's not been a problem for several years, so.
Ms.
Right.
Jenkins is also here if we have any questions for her.
I would just, make sure, maybe police to make sure that they're not parking their vehicles there as often. And if it becomes an issue, then might have to readjust it. And
Okay, any other comments, questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Alder Lancaster. Perkins.
yes.
Albertson.
Yes.
Haderlein.
Yes.
Platt-Miller.
Yes.
Lavallee.
Yes.
Hoeflich. Yes. All ayes, motion carries.
Thank you, clerk. Item number 10 now is a Sheboygan Warning Systems presentation. And so I think gentleman's here from Sheboygan Warning Systems, and I believe we're going to go swap over the screens, right?
Yeah, Joe's taking care of that.
Okay.
Josh, we'll just need your name and address for the record, please.
Of course. My name is Josh Schmerler, address 6964 South 27th Street, Oak Creek, Wisconsin, 53154.
Let the record show that Alderman Kreite joined the meeting at 7:12. Hello.
Good evening, everyone. Bear with me while I get the technology to function. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Josh Schmerler. I'm with Sheboygan Warning Systems. We are an outdoor warning siren contractor based out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We currently serve communities across the Midwest, such as yours. In introduction, as many of you may know, outdoor warning sirens have been used for over a century to effectively and efficiently warn all sorts of communities during a wide variety of natural and man-made disasters. We firmly believe that today they still remain one of the most cost-effective and simplistic means to keep residents safe, especially in a redundant warning system. I had the opportunity to go through your existing siren system over the past couple months, took some notes, took inventory of what worked, what didn't, and then put together some options for you guys should you decide to turn the sirens back on going forward. Currently, the City of Harvard has 5 outdoor warning sirens across the city. Previously, I had been informed that the system was a landline system. It used telephone lines to operate. Around 2015, that switched to McHenry County Dispatch. Radios were added to all of the siren sites so that the county could activate them remotely. Beginning February of 2019, there were issues of false activations. These were presumably caused by an outside source actually accessing the radio system and rebroadcasting the simple DTMF tones required to activate them. When the system was decommissioned, based upon the decision that, didn't want to take the risk of any further hacking, all aspects of the siren sites were left in place. The only thing that they did was they turned off the radios. So all of the siren sites remain with power, ready to go. Current coverage, if you guys wanted to take a peek, I did map out based upon the siren sites that are currently standing. It looks a little wonky. There's definitely some improvements that could be made, but as is, it does cover at least a large portion of the downtown areas and, the surrounding more busy parts of the city. So, as I mentioned, all sirens currently have AC power and radios. The airport and Eastman sites are 2 sites that need new batteries to function. They're actually battery backup models. They also require some further repairs. They do currently function, just not as well as they would with the repairs that are required. And then the other 3 siren sites are AC only, 3-phase. They all operate perfectly. To kind of highlight the repairs that would be needed should you decide to turn the siren system back on. At some point in the past, the airport road siren, this is one of the battery backup sirens, it took a lightning strike. It requires a new rotator assembly, rotator board, battery charger, and then a speaker driver and amplifier for full functionality. Currently, it does run, it just does not rotate. And then there's 1 out of the 3 speakers that are not working currently. The site in the Eastman parking lot, it also does function, however, it also needs a, out of the 4 speakers, 1 of them is not functional. I did go out and search for parts pricing, and it should not exceed $1,000. These are some pictures I have of the airport road site. You can see evidence of the strike when it came down the main cable and blew out the side of the cabinet there. That's the rotator board that would need to be replaced. Also, it's kind of hard to see, but that would be the battery charger that also suffered as part of the strike. That will need to be changed out as well. System security. So looking at the siren system, obviously the biggest concern that I think everyone here has is the security of the system. I think it's definitely the driving force to have gotten rid of them or turn them off at least. Obviously it's very vulnerable to hacking. It's super simple if you know what you're doing, and it's a threat that a lot of communities across the U.S. have. I mean, most siren systems still operate on this radio system. There's very few that have encryption, and even fewer that operate on different means other than just your standard radio, your two-tone, or your DTMF. We do have 2 options going forward to kind of address the security concerns. The first one being the NOAA option. So what we offer, this is a very simple siren controller. They go on each siren site, and it basically turns a siren into a weather radio. So the same system that the weather radios go off of would now control the sirens. It's very secure. There's specific protocol that has to be sent to get the weather radios to function. And it's a very cost-effective option. We have some out in the field, and they just run. We monitor them, and anytime the National Weather Service issues a warning, whether it's tornado or severe thunderstorm, whatever you want programmed in, they just set the sirens off for 3 minutes, and that's pretty much all there is to that. It does not allow for a remote link, though. That's the one kind of caveat to this. It is very cost effective, but you don't have a means to self-activate other than actually going out. It does include manual activation buttons for testing or if you sent people out to activate them, but it's only going to feed off of the weather radios. There is another option. The second option, this is definitely the go-to for most of our communities, is going to be NextGen. It's an encrypted two-way siren monitoring and activation software. So not only does it activate the sirens, it actually monitors them with testing to see the current status of the system. It would utilize an existing VHF radio frequency that the city would provide. It would allow the siren sites to communicate securely in real time with the base station. And the NOAA package also includes auto activation. So you could incorporate that into your controller. With that, again, anytime the Weather Service issues a warning for the city of Harvard for whatever pre-programmed, whether it's SVR or tornado warning, it'll activate the sirens. You can also provide remote logins. So if there's city officials that want to monitor the system at all times for whatever reason, you can securely provide those as well. The caveat to this is there would be extra hardware required to make this option work. Not only would the sirens need to receive a controller on the pole, but you would also need a base station where you could locate your siren encoder, the radio that communicates, and then your computer. The nice thing about NextGen, my favorite part about this, is there's no subscription fees. Once you buy it, it's yours. It does come with a pretty hefty upfront cost, but again, over the course of time, it pays off for itself with the fact that there's no subscription fees. New siren sites, something that city staff had brought to my attention was the need to increase current coverage. Obviously, with the coverage the way that it is, it doesn't cover a lot of the newer expansions outward as the city grows. We do have a T128 option that I would propose for that. They're a rotating battery-operated mechanical siren. They're very simple in operation. They'll tie in directly to whatever system you would end up going with. Looking at Milky Way Park and Lions Park as two potential sites for new sirens to kind of push that coverage outwards. On top of this, if you were I was looking at Lions Park and it wasn't as large of a coverage area. And we do also have an even smaller option for a siren if you guys were looking for that. This is what the proposed coverage as compared to what it would be. This is with the two new siren sites. We would definitely recommend if you do purchase new sirens just to keep the old ones running in operation. They're so simple, easy to maintain, and they'll last a really long time. So you would not only increase your coverage, but you would also have really dense coverage in the downtown areas. As far as the approach to this, we always recommend a staggered approach. Obviously, turning your siren system back on it could potentially be a fairly lengthy process, especially if you guys are adding new sirens and working through budgets and stuff like that. At a very minimum, it takes, specifically with the NOAA option, you could get the system up and running for a very, very small amount, and then you can build on that, focus. We always recommend, focus on what you have and then work towards some of the bigger goals, which would be new sirens down the line. Looking at the budgetary, so by turning on the existing sirens with a new secure control system, and also including the necessary repairs and labor to repair the sites that are down, you would be looking at around $7,300 for the NOAA option. And again, that includes batteries, labor to repair the sites, repair parts, new controllers, and a turnkey system. Looking upwards towards the NextGen, the higher end NextGen system would be upwards of $49,000. That would be for, again, turnkey. It includes all of the repairs that you need for your sites, batteries, as well as the fully implemented NextGen system. Looking at some of the new sirens that were suggested for new coverage, our refurbished T128 DC option. These are lighter used sirens that we pull down for whatever reason. Usually just some municipalities like to upgrade faster than others. We refurbish them factory specification, and you're looking at around 22,000 per site for a new siren. Again, definitely would recommend leaving the lower maintenance sirens, the older sirens in place. So in conclusion, the outdoor warning sirens, they definitely provide a crucial and redundant layer of coverage for the citizens. You know, they might not be the most effective way to get a warning out, but as newer technology can and will fail sometime down the line, they can very quickly become the most efficient way to get a warning out very quickly. You know, looking at other systems across the U.S., new technology is great, we love it, but it does fail too. And I think redundancy is the biggest key in any warning system, is making sure you have as many ways to get those warnings out to people as possible. We did a in-depth audit of the existing siren system. We checked each and every site. Some minor repairs were already completed at some of the siren sites. There was one that was reversed, so that was corrected when we were out as part of our audit program. The cost to just get the system up and off the ground from the get-go is very minimal with the NOAA option. And then again, we would recommend, you know, once you get the siren system back up and running, focus on expanding coverage, and then implement that at a later date. Any questions?
Do the refurbished sirens come with any warranty?
Yes, they do come with our standard warranty. Off the top of my head, I want to say it's 1 or 2 years for the controls and 5 years for the siren heads.
Okay, thank you.
Can you pull up the coverage map again?
Yes.
The last one that you put up? Which was like 2 slides.
You said
Yeah, well, either one works, but I think the one that shows the additional sirens is more important. Yeah. So, if I recall, when we first looked at this 7 years ago, that we expected that we would probably need 4 sirens, and in fact, I think your map kind of shows that. So the Motorola property in the neighborhood to the northeast of the Motorola has no coverage, and part of Turtle Crossing, Oak Grove, or not Oak Grove, but Oak Grove Crossing and Autumn Glen are not covered under the current sirens. So the addition to sirens that you're suggesting covers our parks, where it's probably the most important place to have a siren at when people are outside in a park. So those make sense, but I would think if we go down this pathway, we'd want to add sirens north of the city as well.
absolutely.
I've got a question. I'm a big fan of weather radios, and I've got a couple of them that I keep active. I hear the tones that come through when there's a tornado warning, tornado watch, severe thunderstorm warning, watch, etc. To me, they all sound the same. Your system can tell the difference?
Yes.
Okay, so we won't have it coming on for every warning. We can select which warnings we want to sound the sirens.
Absolutely. I think mimicking the current code red system, whatever the alerts that go out are, I believe it would be tornado warning and then severe thunderstorm warning. You just program it in and it will differentiate. And yeah, it's very simple in operation. It's the same thing, reads those tones that come through and it activates, and it'll activate the siren with some timing relays. And
Thank you.
I have a few questions here. One of them is, if we were to go ahead and go with the NOAA option and then down the road budget for the upgrade, would that be discounted out of that upgrade cost, or would we have to pay both of those in full?
you would have to pay both of those in full. They are 2 separate. I should ask, you mean begin with the NOAA option to get the system up and running and then go for the next gen option down the line?
Yes.
Yes. Because they are different in the way that they work, it's different hardware, completely separate controllers. It would be the total cost for the next gen upgrade down the line.
Okay. The other part is, when we're talking about for the next gen having to have a base station for equipment, about how much space is required for that?
Not much. It's a computer monitor, a small server. The desktop encoder is about the size of the laptop here. It's super minimal in space. It's basically just just a couple bits of equipment to interact with the sirens themselves. And you can locate this pretty much wherever you have space. So if you want the physical encoder and the radio that communicate with the sirens, as well as a server in a supply closet down the hallway, you can put it there, and then you still can interact with the next gen via a secure login to any computer on your network.
Okay, thank you.
Is there an option to upgrade the Banshee and the Screamer sirens to something that would provide a bigger range rather than adding sirens?
Yeah, the coverage, if you were to replace the ACA Banshee up on Northfield there, you would get the full, it's about a mile, I think it's 5,600 feet, so just a bit over. And that would definitely extend northward into the city as it expands.
Would that be more cost effective than adding two more?
We would likely recommend replacing the pole when replacing the siren. The newer ones are a bit heavier, and I'm unsure the exact date of the existing pole. You'd likely be looking at about 22,000 as well.
Well, do they get tested like every day, like they used to, like at 10:30, where they would go off? Or?
Yeah, so with the next gen option, you do have the ability to set up either through manually setting them off for the test or having it programmed to send out, the test at, I think it was, 10:30 on Tuesdays.
I think that's what it was.
But yeah, that's a rule that can be set up with the NOAA option. Again, there's no realistic way to have that test. You can add timers to them, but in discussions with staff, it was not the greatest, just if you were ever not to test the sirens, if it was a bad weather day or for whatever reason, you wouldn't have the ability to turn the test off.
A different question for you, because you mentioned the one down there on Airport Road was struck by lightning. How frequent are you seeing that happen? Is that something we should be considering abating as well?
It definitely can happen. All sirens will have some form of grounding system. You definitely do your best with them to try and prevent it. When lightning does strike, it can do a lot of different things, and it definitely does happen. Frequently, I would say no, but it's definitely something we do come across from time to time.
All right, any other comments or questions?
No, I just want to ditto what Deb was asking, because just looking at the map, it looked like if those two
Could we go back to the current coverage map?
were enhanced to be more like the Wayland vortex, that might cover just about everything. And I love these names.
Yes, so here's the existing coverage. You can definitely see there are some gaps, especially on the north side of the city. The nice thing about this is the two sirens that we would propose adding, they were just based on staff recommendation. Theoretically, they can be placed anywhere you would have 120 volt service. That's all they were. I think it's a 15 amp, 120 volt circuit. So you have the right of way, you have 120 volts, and we can customize it to what your needs could be.
Which Rob pointed out, we do have at our lift stations on Crawley and Autumn Glen, so it might be more cost effective to add them. Just depends on where the pricing comes in. Especially if we had to replace a pole.
And obviously, a lot of this is preliminary, some budgetary numbers and fairly accurate. But as you guys, start discussions and figuring out, kind of fine tune what you really would be looking for, we can definitely update this, new maps, look at coverage, just based on what you guys come up with.
Lori, did you have any questions?
No, I have no question.
Anyone else? Well, thank you very much for coming out then. We appreciate the presentation. Certainly kind of helps us understand what we need to do in terms of decision-making that the council may have, so
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Where would this be going next then?
This isn't covered.
To infrastructure.
Okay, then, we will move on to item number 11, which is the Harvard Chamber of Commerce and Industry Dia de los Muertos event proposal. The Harvard Chamber of Commerce and Industry is requesting the approval to coordinate and oversee a community-wide Dia de los Muertos event for Saturday, October 17th, 2026, noon to 8 p.m., seeking action to approve or deny the event proposal pending appropriate application and insurance submission. And
Good
so,
evening.
Sandra, could you state your name and address for
Yes.
the record, please?
Good
Thank
evening. My name is Sandra Alcozer, like the mayor said, from the Harvard Chamber of Commerce. And Pete is here as one of our committee members also. If I miss something, he might catch something. We were asked to see if we could oversee and plan El Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. And we have a tentative date of for Saturday, October 17th, from noon till 8. Do you want me to read it all, or?
No,
Any-
I think, so maybe help everybody understand what you're asking of the city.
Okay, the cultural concept would be, it's rich in our culture to have these events due to the fact that we're honoring and we keep memory our deceased family members or friends. At home, a candle is lit, food is provided on an altar, there are snacks, memorabilia, items that they liked. It's also done with music, with storytelling, dance, folklore. If there's music, there's a lot of folklore, music and folklore dance. And the way we'd have it set up would be in town along Air Street. I don't have figures from last year of how many people attended, but I am hoping that we can start with 1,000 in attendance. That's just a rough number. I don't even know how the numbers, if any, were kept from last year.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how many attended last year. I know the year before, we were probably close to those numbers. But I think from the council's perspective, in terms of, are you looking to close down the streets?
The entire street from Diggins on Air Street all the way through before the train tracks, and have two different stages, one on the north end and one at the south end. Have the children's activities on the north end of Air and the music on the south end of Air Street. Have vendors alongside the streets. We would try to do local Harvard restaurants, give them the priority. And then maybe if not enough are signed up or whatever, then we would, go outwards from that. The little shops and vendors that you invite are artesanía, the little bracelets that they make and they crochet. We would have a children's activity area also that would be from face painting to balloons and everything we'd have to get insurance on. If I say bounce house, that means we would get the additional insurance for the bounce house. Balloon artist, chinelos, the ones that dance around the music. I think in the past, we've had it and it's gone great, but I think beforehand, we have to explain and build up why we have it, not just this event is here. Put it on different streams of social media. This is why we celebrate it this way, where people understand it. It's not just, it's music and dance outside on the street, on Air Street. I have a map overview. We just finished the map today, so I don't have the location set up. But we would form committees, from a committee that would do the forms and compliance, permits, parking committee, volunteer committee, general vendor committee, beer tent committee, food committee, a kids corner, a streets and sanitation committee, accessibility ADA, handicap committee. This can't be done by one person. That's why we've assigned a committee and different areas of the committee to be handled. I have rough estimate of pricing, what it would cost us, and where the revenue would be coming in, majority from the beer tent and food sales. I don't know, any more questions?
The last 2 years, this was the Parks Foundation did this event, so what prompted the change?
So the Parks Foundation opted to discontinue the event because it doesn't really align with their mission, and it was very difficult to monetize it because the whole point of the Parks Foundation was to generate fundraising efforts. And so they approached the Chamber and asked the Chamber if they were interested in
Okay.
taking the event.
Thank you.
Does the chamber want to, or have interest in other cultural events?
We could, you could bring them up to us, and we could fit them in. But
Is that
everything,
what the chamber's going to be doing?
we could do a
Throw a
little bit of
couple.
everything. I think we're doing a little bit at the chamber that we weren't doing before. I've already prepared my third grant submitted and have gotten it approved for different businesses in the area. So we're not just a mixer. We're doing more than just was being done before. Trying to cover a lot, but people have to come to us, and then we can help you slowly. I don't have a magic wand.
Will the city be offering some financial assistance like we did to the Parks Foundation?
So we don't have anything in the budget this year for anything specific. We have been in communication with what we can do, and that is to provide security. So the chief will be offering an overtime sign-up that day for 2 officers, I believe, to work the event the entire day. That will be at no charge to the chamber. And then we've also been working on what is needed for the insurance, for the additional insured
I
for the city.
requested
So all
that with
that's
Juanita
covered.
already, our agent, so
And
that's
the
in.
space. So that's what we can offer at this time. We did not specifically budget for anything for this event, no.
Thank you.
And also the use of the city property that was just allocated and fenced, if that's possible. Then that's a secure area for the children to put, low chairs for them to watch a Coco film or something, something for them to do.
The city lots.
Oh,
They
yeah.
request space for
Yeah.
the city lots. And then,
We have to give it a name?
Public, no, not yet. Public Works would also they would be utilizing all of our barricades and our garbage facilities and those things that they need
So,
for all those
yeah,
services.
we would use them, but it would be with me gathering different volunteers in different committee groups. That's why I named all the committees that I think we'll be needing.
Great, thank you.
So I think the main ask here is really to shut down the street and host
Right.
And use the
the
property.
event and use city property to do that.
How much street are you looking to shut down?
The entire from Diggins all the way to the train area. So we have no traffic coming around there. And on the south side, place the band, the music. And then on the north side, place a small activity. People have been calling in that they have folklore dancing from kindergarten to high school dancers that dance folklore. And they're very anxious to do their dancing, but we have to be able to provide an
You're
area.
talking about like down to Front Street.
Yeah, so let me pull up a
Beyond
map
a
just
little
to
bit
make sure
further
we're
than
clear.
Front Street, the half block,
Okay, just right up to the tracks?
right.
Okay.
Just to be clear, so are you talking from 5 Points down to the tracks or to Front Street?
My biggest concern is
To the, not exactly to the tracks, but I like that closed down, even though we're not gonna get adjacent to it. I don't think I want traffic coming in and out around there. So if we close it, we will keep cars coming from that area.
except,
What does that do with the metro line?
yeah, that's my concern, is we would shut down access to the train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Departures are on that side of the tracks.
Well, they
The
are.
Intersection open for
And the parking
EMS
lot.
as well.
Yeah,
Parking lot, both parking lots, yeah.
When the Parks Foundation did this, we stopped at Front Street. So Front Street remained open. We had barricades at Front Street.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go any further just because it does shut down access to the train and all the parking lots there. And if anything, that would actually hurt your attendance, to be fair. But I think if you need the space, we could consider shutting down a block of one of the side streets even, potentially, depending on how much space you need, as long as it connects up. Because if you're talking about any of the other connectors, like
So the previous event, when the foundation operated, they basically shut down from 5 Points to Front Street, and then on Brainerd and Sumner, they went to the alleyways.
Yeah.
So half a block on
Okay.
either side.
The beginning of the
Yeah.
extended of the block.
So you basically got, a T section, intersection here, so the traffic was stopped here at the alleyways behind the buildings, which was plenty of room. I should think that would work for you guys, and still allow traffic to access Front Street.
then it gives you a bit more of a buffer too for people to realize there's an event in front of them.
Okay, but that gives us a little bit more space, maybe a larger food truck or something during that area. I went on a website, I don't remember yours, or McHenry County, and then directed me for the porta potty regulations and rules, dated May of 2007. With a typewriter that you would type like this, probably. And what I get from that is 4 commodes, the restrooms, to 1 sink. Are there any regulations here in Harvard that we have?
There are not. What we've done in the past is, and I can provide you some contact information for Porta John, who has always been a good vendor for the city, so it's something the chamber may consider. Nonetheless, they generally, you would have like 1 handicap per, like every 5 normal
Regular stalls.
porta potties, and then there is a requirement that I think is a state requirement from a health perspective on how many wash stations per, and you can substitute a wash station for what's that?
Sanitizer.
Sanitizer. But I think in this event, if I recall correctly, they generally have gotten away with between 4 and 6 porta potties.
Right, I don't
think.
think it's gone beyond 6.
Because it hasn't been attended enough that you would need more than.
Right. Now, I do have the application, I don't have the money for this, but we're gonna need a music permit, the special event liquor also, raffle ticket application, and do I get one market, outdoor market for all the vendors, but each vendor has to have their insurance, correct? Correct. Okay, so they're all ready to go.
And each food vendor,
Has to be right through the county.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna take them there if they don't.
The county will come out and find them.
Yeah. So do we write it in our calendars?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the event and street closure up to,
Front.
is that Front Street?
Mhm.
Let's see if I have it, up to Front Street from noon to 8 PM on Saturday, October 17th, 2026,
Do we want to include the side street half closures as well?
including the side streets up to the alley.
Okay.
I'll make a recommendation that the street closures should probably be before and after the time of the event, so that they can set up.
11 a.m. to 9 p.m.?
Yeah,
Okay.
just so you have time to set
To
up
set
and tear
up.
down.
As well as use of the city lots.
Yes.
I will second a pending IAP with the fire department and the city for this event. Would you like to amend that?
I'll amend it.
Thank you.
All right, any other comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Alder Perkins,
Yes.
Albertson,
Yes.
Haderlein,
Yes.
Platt-Miller,
Yes.
Lavallee,
Yes.
Hoeflich,
Yes.
Lancaster,
Yes.
Kreite.
Yes.
All ayes, motion carries.
All right,
Thank you
thank you,
very much.
Sandra.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
item number 12 is payment of the bills. Motion to approve the payment of the bills in the amount of $1,232,819.46. questions?
Make a motion to approve payment of the bills in the amount of $1,232,819.46.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Haderlein, second by Albertson. Comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Albertson.
Yes.
Haderlein.
Yes.
Platt-Miller.
Yes.
Lavallee.
Yes.
Hoeflich.
Yes.
Lancaster.
Yes.
Creed.
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
All ayes, motion carries.
All right, thank you, clerk. Moving on, item number 13, Milk Day Certificate Request for Saturday, June 6, 2026. Eric Brem with Hub Lounge is requesting Milk Day Certificate pursuant to Section 25.06B.2 for the outside consumption of alcohol and to encroach on the city sidewalk. Will require action from the city council to approve or deny the request. Payment for the required fees and security deposits have been received.
I'll make that motion.
Was there any issues with this location last year or any time before that? All right, just checking. I'll second it.
All right, a motion by Perkins, second by Creed. Any comments or questions?
Do they have any like fences up or partitions for that?
Yeah, they put up
Like a
a
snow
barrier
fence or
for snow fencing, basically. Any other comments, questions? Hearing none, clerk, call the roll.
Haderlein.
Yes.
Platt-Miller.
Yes.
Lavallee.
Yes.
Hoeflich.
Yes.
Lancaster.
Yes.
Creed.
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
Albertson.
Yes.
All ayes, motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to item 14 is special event liquor license and outdoor market applications for America 250 event. The city of Harvard is requesting the approval of a special event liquor license and outdoor market license for the American 250 event to be held Saturday, July 4th, 2026 at Lions Park. Requested action is to approve or deny the licenses contingent upon the receipt of dram shop insurance and vendor certificates of insurance.
I'll make that motion as long as there's no issues with the city.
What are we going to be doing in terms of alcohol sales
Hard liquor.
at the event? What's that, hard liquor?
Yeah.
Consuming?
I mean, is it going to be sold? What's sold?
Yes, beer and concessions sold
Okay.
during the event.
By the
No hard
city.
liquor.
What?
The Parks Foundation is handling the beer tent and the concessions, but the proceeds will be going back to the city.
Do we have a second?
All right, I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Perkins, second by Albertson. Comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Platt-Miller.
Yes.
Lavallee.
Yes.
Hoeflich.
Yes.
Lancaster.
Yes.
Creed.
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
Albertson.
Yes.
Haderlein.
Yes.
All ayes, motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Item number 15. Staff recommendation for final bike pedestrian plan adoption. Seeking a motion to adopt the final bike pedestrian plan.
I'll make a motion to adopt the final bike pedestrian plan.
I'll second that motion.
All right, I have a motion by Haderlein, second by Platt-Miller. Comments or questions here?
I have a few of them here. So when we're adopting this, what are we doing with it then?
Sorry. Essentially what this is this is adopting the plan that we've reviewed it, we're accepting it, and that we will use this plan going forward in concert with, or in association with grant submittals and opportunities, because then now we have this plan and we can say, when it comes to making a bike lane down Jefferson or Lincoln or any of these other routes where we can say, hey, entity, we have something in the works for this, look what we have. And that way we can score better on these because we have somewhat of a plan and some way forward.
Yeah, because like there's a few things in here that are somewhat concerning that aren't like major. Like parts of it on the map where they're talking about where they should be. It's on page 140 of our docket, but like on South Ayer Street where Marengo connects, it has you going around the block, and no one's going to do that, for example. So like that's just not realistic. The other part of it too, and this is something as a city, I don't know if we're going to need to consider, is the fact that all these bike routes are 25-mile-an-hour zones. Do we consider just lowering the city to 25 so we don't have to re-sign every single one of these roads going forward, and then just have a few 30s, things like that? Like I'm concerned if we say this is what we're doing, that then we just go ahead with this and don't come back to review anything.
I'd like to make a point that a lot of bike routes throughout McHenry County are on roads that are well beyond 35
Right,
miles.
but this says to be 25. And that's the thing with this, because it's residential and it says they should be 25 or lower for any road that's designated a bike path. So, which is less than our town speed limit.
How's that jive, DC, with state statute in terms of setting speed limits in residential areas?
I'd have to look at that. From my knowledge, I don't know the answer to that right now. I have not looked at the proposed plan on this yet. I don't see it to be much of an issue. It's more to the pleasure of what the council decides. If you guys want to lower or raise, it doesn't really make much of a difference to me.
I believe with any plan, it's subject to change, correct? I mean, circumstances change, and this adoption process, this was also courtesy of a technical assistance grant, and so for us to have the final blessing for the CMAP grant, we do have to formally adopt it.
Okay.
It's not set in stone.
As far as the speed limits go, this was discussed at a county meeting when it came to sort of bike plan, transportation plans and speed limits, and it was discussed. I think right now there was talks of, like a blanket 20-mile-an-hour speed limit in residential areas, but it was talked that it will end up being a blanket 25-mile-an-hour speed limit at some point. This has been discussed at a state level.
Okay. No, those are just my concerns with this, so.
Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Alder Lavallee.
Yes.
Hoeflich.
Yes.
Lancaster.
yes,
Kreite.
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
Albertson.
Yes.
Yes.
Haderlein. Platt-Miller.
Yes.
All ayes, motion carries.
All right, thank you, clerk. Item number 16, staff's recommendation concerning municipal housing authority resolution. Your motion is sought to approve a resolution of the city of Harvard in support of municipal housing authority. I did note someone mentioned online they didn't understand what this was. This is a resolution essentially establishing the city's position against the current bills that are before state legislature. In
Yeah,
their current form.
I'll make a motion to approve a resolution of the City of Harvard in support of Municipal Housing Authority, and thank you for the clarification, Mike. This is supporting, I would say, the city's autonomy to direct future housing construction in the city.
I'll second.
All right, motion by Haderlein, second by Perkins. Any other comments or questions here? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Alder Hoeflich.
Yes.
Lancaster.
yes,
Kreite.
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
Albertson.
Yes.
Haderlein.
Yes.
Platt-Miller.
Yes.
Lavallee.
Yes.
All ayes, motion carries. It'll be resolution 2026-R-114.
All right, thank you, clerk. Item number 17 is the Administration Committee's recommendation seeking amendment to the McHenry County Enterprise Zone Intergovernmental Agreement. Seek a motion to approve the amendment to the McHenry County Enterprise Zone Intergovernmental Agreement as presented.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion by Perkins, second by Hoeflich. Any comments, questions here?
I would like to add, during committee, and I did send out an email, when I did go back and review that meeting, Alderwoman Haderlein had mentioned, does this also include approving the map amendments to Woodstock and Marengo? And I believe I stated it did not, however, it does, so that would need to be part of the motion, in addition to deleting section
I
VA,
didn't look at that.
VB5, VB6, and so I just wanted to make that clear, that the only portions that we're changing for Harvard are our sections. However, we are approving the entire document. So all changes are to be approved with the
Can you
motion.
quick pull up the map? I want to make sure I'm making a motion and I'm agreeing to this.
Want Marengo in there?
No, they have that part, the new land.
Yeah,
Pages
it's
on to-
Woodstock, I believe, it's near the Hearthstone, former
Yeah, it's a small
Hearthstone.
part property to the.
Yeah,
183, 184.
Right there.
No, that's not what I was looking for.
yeah, if you go, before
one's-
Yeah,
that,
go, sorry.
yeah, if you go, they have the individual maps.
183 has the map depicting Woodstock added property.
183, 184.
Page 13.
Yeah,
There you go.
So it's just the blue
Correct.
on both? All right,
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure is former Hearthstone.
okay.
Yeah,
So
I think it's
I'll
the
amend my motion
downtown
to approve the mapping of Woodstock and Marengo's addition to the enterprise zone.
Thank you.
You second, all right? We have a motion by Perkins, second by Hoeflich. Any other comments or questions here? Hearing none, call the roll.
Alder Lancaster. Crete.
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
Albertson. Yes. Haderlein.
Yes.
Platt-Miller.
Yes.
Lavallee.
Yes.
Hoeflich.
Yes.
All ayes, motion carries.
Now hopefully Marengo doesn't get all these because of this.
All right, who knows? Okay, so number 18 is the Administration Committee's recommendation for waste hauling services. Seek a motion to approve staff to issue a request for proposal for waste hauling services. If you're aware, our MDC contract is coming up for renewal, and we have at least 2 other contractors who have reached out to the City of Harvard and are interested in bidding for this service.
I'll make a motion to approve staff to issue a request for proposals for waste hauling services.
Second.
A motion by Haderlein, second by Crete. Any other comments, questions here? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Alder Crete.
Yes.
Perkins.
Yes.
Albertson. Yes. Haderlein.
Yes.
Platt-Miller.
Yes.
Lavallee.
Yes.
Hoeflich.
Yes.
Lancaster.
Yes.
All ayes, motion carries.
Okay, item number 19 is a recommendation from the Administration Committee concerning surplus property. Seek a motion to adopt the proposed ordinance declaring surplus property.
Make a motion to adopt the proposed ordinance declaring surplus property.
Second.
Motion by Haderlein, second by Crete. Any comments, questions here? Hearing none, clerk, call the roll.
Alder Perkins.
Yes.
Albertson. Yes. Haderlein.
Yes.
Platt-Miller.
Yes.
Lavallee.
Yes.
Hoeflich.
Yes.
Lancaster.
Yes.
Crete.
Yes.
All ayes, motion carries.
Clerk, item number 20 is strategic vision review. Any items on the strategic vision that council wishes to review this evening?
I just want to let the council know, I was in touch with a person that I met through Cliff Dwellers. I did pass that information on to the mayor and Deb, and put it in their good hands. She welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions, maybe give us some guidance.
Perfect.
I'd like to add that we are having the COW meeting on June 16th, and I will be doing a strategic vision update as to where that is to date with our current strategic vision, because we will be revisiting that for another 5 years or so. So if you have any questions or what anything addressed during that meeting, please let me know in the next couple of weeks so I can prepare for that.
All right, item number 21, we'll move on to staff monthly reports. DC.
Chief submitted the report. I have nothing further today. Wanted to add, with our Duncan event, we did raise about just north of 4,800 goes to Special Olympics Illinois. So thank you for all who supported, and hope to see you next year.
Thank you, DC. Joe?
The report is in the packet. Thank you. And the pool opened yesterday.
Yay.
Did you go? Get on one of your chairs, Hoeflich?
Oh, no.
I went by there yesterday. There was only like 22 there. I go, whoa.
They are ordered. They're back ordered.
Or they could come in September?
Well, we had to get the fancy plaque with your name on it.
I was looking for mine and it wasn't there.
Rob?
Report is submitted. The only thing else I wanted to say was, this month was National Police Week, so thank you to the police department for everything that they do. Hopefully get some recognition for that. I know that was same time with Dunkin' Donuts. So thank you for the police department for what they do. They help us out a lot when it comes to watching the weather and closing streets and taking care of emergencies. So other than that, report is submitted.
Thank you, Ron.
How about yours, Public Works Week?
That was last week.
Oh, it's over.
Clayton?
Report is submitted, but I would like to touch briefly on the key note that I had added to the packet. As you're probably aware, the code enforcement is on the rise, and last month in the packet there was 112 violation notices. In the future, we'll be, instead of noting them as property maintenance issues, we'll specify as far as painting or re-roofs or windows or rotted fascia, different wood surfaces, whatever that property maintenance issue might be. In case individuals reach out to the alderman, they would be able to, understand a little bit more why they're so angry. And again, being that there has been so many violation letters, there's happy people and quite a few upset. Being a homeowner myself, it would be difficult to get one of those letters in the mail, and we understand that. Really, what we're looking for is communication, and I think that's the easiest way that we can work with people for compliance. And we're really stressing that when people do reach out to us, and we let them know that's a good start, and we can work with them, because if again, being a homeowner, if I were to get a letter in the mail saying that I had to re-roof my house, I might panic a little bit, and we get a lot of that. So we understand that. Some of the violations are a little bit easier to take care of, and lawn maintenance, we fully expect people are capable of handling that on their own without getting a letter in the mail, but certainly there's times that we have to send those letters out. And with the 112 violations that were sent out in April, there's even more in May. So each one of you guys may receive phone calls from individuals, and again, forward them to the building department, and we're able to communicate with them and have some sort of a time frame or schedule for compliance. And as you may have heard as well, the Bejot is shut down right now. We placards all the doors, and they had various fire suppression issues amongst other violations, but they haven't had an active fire suppression system since 2019. So And along with that, that was the last time it was inspected at least, so they could have had it longer, but we don't know. So it's been a long time since it was inspected. There's, with no active fire suppression system, there was no active sprinkler system, no active alarm system, so it was necessary to, make sure that nobody was occupying the premise.
All right, thank you, Clayton.
Quick question with that, have they reached out to you guys in the fire department? Are they working to get it done?
Yes, so immediately, that was Wednesday night, we were there until 9:30 Wednesday night, making sure there wasn't anybody occupying there and making sure that the doors were locked and vehicles were gone. It was quite a process, but the very next day, there was a sprinkler system, professionals there looking over the system. As of right now, every sprinkler head system, or every sprinkler head throughout the system would have to be replaced. The alarm panel is fried, so that's another issue. So they're going to have to put a lot of money into it to bring it up to today's codes.
Okay, and then how did the final inspection for McDonald's go Friday? Because I know
Beautiful.
Everyone's wanting McDonald's
Yep.
open.
McDonald's is really going to be really, really nice.
That's good.
I too am looking forward to it opening. The final inspection was on Friday, and along with that, all the other finals as far as the building process was completed as well, including the health department. They're ready to open. I think with the new design, they were waiting until the busy holiday weekends passed and melt days as well, so they didn't overwhelm the employees in their training.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. Oh. Is the glove company,
USMG,
do they get any violations for their building out there?
they are also placard as well.
They are what?
They are placard as well, so which means that nobody can enter the building.
No, I mean, it's pretty dilapidated is what I'm saying.
Surprisingly, the structure itself is in great shape, but
I mean,
the alarm systems.
Wood's falling off and.
Yeah, there's some property maintenance issues. The shell of the structure itself is in great shape, but again, the fire suppression system.
No, I meant the glove company with
Yeah,
by Milky Way, by Motorola building.
exactly.
Are you talking about the house?
The house.
Oh, the house.
The
The house
itself.
also, the house as well has been rode up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because this looks pretty rough.
Yeah, it does.
In the barn.
Has U.S. Medical Glove indicated that they want to correct their issues, or are
They've
they?
indicated that they want to, whether or not they will.
Okay.
We'll see. They also, it's going to cost a substantial amount of money to bring that up to code, and the isolation of the areas that they want to occupy is a little bit more work than was anticipated as well.
So they're still indicating that they want to utilize space in
We
the
want to
building?
utilize less than 10% of the building. So we've been waiting for the insurance company to let us know exactly if they would approve that or not, because that would leave, if they're only going to insure the part that's up to fire code, that would leave, over 90% of the building unprotected.
Seems a little not useful, because if that other 90% of the building has a problem, you're in that building.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, so that particular area would be sealed off by not just barricades, it would be walls separating their working area from the rest of the building, which we haven't heard anything from the insurance companies on whether they would approve that or not.
Something else that's mentioned, because we have dress codes opening up here within June, I think is what it said. But they have something building south of their building. Do we know what that is?
Where at?
South of Dresco, the dispensary.
South of?
Right next to it, there's a foundation.
The foundation?
Yeah.
It's been there for a while, since it was
We
an auto
we
place.
can just see it now, finally?
Yeah, because they.
They cleaned it up.
Yeah, they cleaned
Yeah.
it up.
I thought that was new.
So along with that, with the dispensary, we're strongly enforcing the properties around it, including I believe that's Power behind there, and they have many inoperative vehicles, and they're charging people to park there, and right now they have a time frame of, they have about a couple more weeks to get everything cleaned up there. They've already eliminated probably 10 semis from there.
Okay.
So things do look different there, and they're going to continue to look a lot different.
And are we still looking at May 29th for Starbucks, or did that change since you submitted the report?
They are planning on opening this Friday.
Okay.
I talked to them earlier today.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Developer escrow has been paid.
You're buying us all drinks, right?
I don't go with
Thanks,
Starbucks.
man.
Tried.
Any more questions for Clayton? All right, hearing none, we'll move on then to, where were we? We were at Alderperson Treasurer's Report. I'm sorry, Alderperson's Report, so we'll start with
Package
Lori.
change.
Lori, do you have anything for council tonight?
We have a park meeting at Moose Field on June 15th at 6 p.m.
What?
So Monday, June 15th at which park? Lions? Moose.
Moose. Sorry.
Moose Field at 6 p.m. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. We really hope you feel better. Joel, you have anything tonight?
No, but thank you to everybody, staff, top to bottom, cross city, all departments, for all that you do and all that you've helped out with. You know who you are.
All right. Matt, anything tonight?
Calling, Community Economic Development, right? Meeting for, June 9th. Is that gonna work with everyone?
Wondering if there's a possibility we could hijack your meeting for an infrastructure meeting prior to that?
No, because you do that all the time and it ends up being way longer.
We need to do an interview if possible at 6:30, just one?
Just one interview?
Just one.
It's not gonna be as long as the other ones that we did last time? That went over.
45 minutes tops?
No, it is going longer.
No.
What time is that meeting on the 9th again, please?
I'll promise you a half hour.
Half hour.
Well, I guess,
Don't we get to discuss
Yes.
after the?
this is like the third time that John's hijacked my meetings.
You know you're gonna be here. It's your fault.
Because you're on both committees.
What time is the interview gonna be?
We do 6:30 for
Oh, it's 6 PM for that one.
can you do 6?
Do 6.
Okay, 6 for infrastructure and then
7 for ours.
7 for community development?
Would that work?
Works.
May I make a suggestion?
Make it
If you
6:30.
call them both for the same time, you don't have to wait.
Okay.
If the infrastructure meeting ends early, you don't have to wait till 7 o'clock to start. Or rather, yeah, you won't have to
You
wait.
can always start later, you can't start early.
Right, so if you call them both for the same time,
Or just make yours 6:30.
Yeah, so 6:30 both.
Yeah.
Then,
This will be a half hour for sure.
Infrastructure 6, community development 6:30. Thank you.
all right, yeah.
You said infrastructure at 6?
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, I probably won't be there.
At what time?
Ours would be 6:30.
Community development at 6:30
On the 9th.
on the 9th. Okay, anything else?
No, that'll be it. Thank
All
you.
right. Jay, anything tonight?
Nothing for me, thank you.
All right.
Okay, no admin committee meeting this month. No tree board, right? We don't have tree board this month in June. I did want to let folks know that there will be a memorial tree planting at Lions Park on Saturday from 10 till 2 that the Land Conservancy is hosting. There will be 16 oaks planted. Anna, who works for us, has been coordinating with Rob on the location. We're getting the holes dug this week, and folks will be coming out from the families who have sponsored the trees. And any comments, Rob?
When are the holes being dug?
Before Saturday. David's going to be doing them
How deep?
just as deep as the soil in the pot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
You
we've
don't
been,
need
we've
any
been doing
locates
this
for
for a
that.
long time.
No, I just want to make sure that, I know Anna had said that they're kind of essentially whips, but I wanted to make sure that we're not going deeper than 18 inches, otherwise I would have had to do Julie locates.
No, they're in 3-gallon pots, and the trees,
Okay.
excuse me, are about 2.5 foot tall.
All right, when do you think David will start? Because I was under the impression that everything was happening Saturday, so I haven't done any layout.
Okay, yeah, it's, the planting will happen on Saturday, but my understanding is David's going to do the holes on Friday, but I can confirm that.
Yeah, if you could.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if anyone's interested in helping, it's another opportunity to help plant trees in the community, so. But that's it.
Okay. Marie?
Nothing at this time.
Okay, John?
Nothing for me.
All right, Mike?
Yeah, excuse me, when did we stop putting porta potties along the Milk Day route during the residential areas? We used to have them.
That's a Milk Days function, not a city function.
but
so
we
you
used to
need
require
contact
that.
Milk Days. I'm not aware of them putting them out in.
Because I remember when I was alderman before, we did it, and it worked out good because people urinating in the bushes, because people out there drinking beer for a couple hours, they gotta have a place to go. So I think we should make that a requirement.
Contest who can hold it.
Well, see, the event starts at like 8 a.m., I believe, so not likely a bunch of people drinking beer before that, but maybe
Well,
if they're
Milk
gonna
Day.
run. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
discussion.
Well, no, the parade starts at 1 o'clock, don't it?
No, but the Milk Day run starts at 8 a.m.
Right, I know, but I'm talking about during the parade.
Oh,
The
on
parade
the parade route?
The parade route. They used to always have them before.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, do you?
And then there's no longer any there.
And I can confirm, since I live a block off of the parade route, that there were always porta potties.
Yeah, I know,
And-
but when I was alderman before,
Yeah,
I got
right.
that, because people urinating all the time.
My guess is that the Milk Days stopped doing it because of the cost, so. But I don't know,
I think we should
It's-
require it.
well, what's your pleasure?
At least something, because you go 10 blocks and there's no place to relieve yourself.
So are you suggesting that they should have a porta potty on every block along
Or
the parade route?
every other block or something, just something. Because it's, you go to any event, there's porta potties. And especially in the residential area, where do people go?
Well, don't most of those residential areas have their own parties at the house? So they probably
Not
don't.
everybody does. People, still other
Oh.
people come there.
I'm just asking because I don't go down there.
Because I used to live
So
down
in the
there.
residential area, I'm following with what you're asking. Where would we place, or where would Milk Days place the porta potties?
They always did on the corner of the streets.
Yeah,
Okay,
they were
in the
just on the
right-of-way?
corner. Yeah,
Yeah, in the right of way.
Are you, as a council, wanting to force Milk Days to put the porta potties out?
I would like to see them, because I used to live down there.
And do we have the authority to do that, there, Counselor?
I mean, at this point, you don't have anything on the agenda about that, so you couldn't take a formal vote tonight. I'm guessing that the Milk Days planning has all been approved at this point.
It has?
So we'd have to see what, it's entirely possible that you have something in there that you can reach in at some point and add some more requirements, but I would need to take a look at what you sent them and what you approved to say whether that exists or not.
How about staff research, what we used to do, why, and start at that point, and maybe report back on the history and why it stopped?
I
Go
couldn't
from
hear
there.
that.
I'd be happy to reach out to Mike Bonwolf
That would be a good starting point.
and just ask him.
That might
I mean, it's
be all
your,
it
you
takes.
guys' ward, ladies'
Yeah.
ward. I think, I used to
Yeah.
live right down a block away myself, and it's,
Well, it goes through more than Ward 1. It also goes through,
no, I know, I'm saying.
so there's residential on the back end.
I
of it,
understand
too,
that,
so.
but at least have something.
Yeah, I'll ask Mike what the history is, when they stopped, why.
Don't you,
if
I
they
don't know what anybody else think about that.
continue.
I mean, it's legitimate ask.
It's a good ask, but it's a little,
I think
it's 2 weeks away.
Well, I know, but we gotta do it for the following year then.
Well,
Right, I mean, maybe for future, but.
Right,
things-
it used to be, and it was taken out.
The part I'm concerned about is if we're talking about this as a parade requirement, then we'd have to do it for the Christmas parade. We'd have to do it for our coming up 4th of July parade.
No, you don't drink on the sidewalk during the 4th of July.
I'm just saying, if you're talking
This
it's
is
as an
Harvard,
event
come on.
requirement.
There's a lot more people Milk Day Parade.
I think part of it is the length of that particular
When you have a
parade.
parade
as
that's
to-
over 30 minutes, you have to have a porta potty.
Any parade that goes through multiple wards. There you go.
I didn't want milk days to make it less. Or
My recommendation is that we take this to the admin committee, and, for further deliberation at some point. And I believe Lisa was going to reach out to Mr. Banwolf, so
Take care of it.
we could add that to their agenda. It's next.
July.
Yeah, July.
Too late to
Okay.
get there for this one anyways.
Thank you.
All right, moving then on to treasurer's report.
Report is submitted in the agenda. Thank you.
Okay, and then attorney's report.
I'll very briefly, nothing has changed much in a couple of our cases. The lawsuit with the former administrator, we have moved to dismiss this version of the complaint again. They are filing their response to that. We're up in court at some point in mid-June. We'll report back what happens on there. On the lawsuit against the Gemco Merriman situation, I think I reported they had moved to dismiss that. We beat that back, so the case was not dismissed. They are going to ask the judge to try and appeal that ruling. I feel strongly in our position on that, but that's kind of where we're at on that case. Otherwise, there's no real litigation. There's nothing much else to report.
All right, thank you. Administrator's report.
Report is in the packet. I'd also like to just thank staff for all coming together once again to get the pool up and running. It was a joint effort. Everyone was thrown into it for another year, given our director of wastewater departed prior to the pool opening. So it was a learning experience for his crew, and thank you Public Works, thank you Joe, and thank you wastewater for all coming together and allowing us to open on time. It was a successful day.
All right, thank you. Clerk's report.
Upcoming meeting dates. Tuesday, June 2nd, Planning and Zoning Committee meeting, Commission meeting has been canceled. June 9th, 6 PM Infrastructure, 6:30 PM Community and Economic Development Committee. June 15th, Parks and Recreation at 6:30 at Moose Field. The 16th, Committee of the Whole meeting here at 6:30. And the next regular city council meeting will be June 23rd at 7 PM. That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you for the mayor's report. The only thing I wanted to reiterate about the bills that are before the legislature, I did send out an email earlier today where you could file a witness slip. So if you've been paying attention to that, it would be advisable for everybody to file a witness slip as yourself if you're so inclined to do, because the more of those in opposition we have, the better. If I wanted to find out, is everybody on the mailing list from McHenry County Council of Government. Has everybody received emails from Jalen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I want to make sure everybody was in that email chain, so pay attention. She keeps, she's our intercedent, if you will, with the legislature, and so she keeps tabs on what's happening there and gives us updates as that information becomes available. So it'd be faster to get it directly from her than to filter it through me, because time I get my email, it's hours have passed, so wanted to make sure everybody had that information. There are a number of other things that we've got going on in terms of art commission, and we're finding we had a couple businesses that are interested in murals. We don't have any ordinance to regulate murals, so that is going to be coming your way at some point.
Need a meeting this month in June.
Creating an ordinance for murals.
Need a June meeting now.
And then we're still kind of researching internally from a staff perspective as well. And I think we'll need to engage our attorneys about possible vacant building ordinance at some point in the future. We definitely need some teeth in terms of being able to get buildings that remain vacant, to have some kind of compliance there to bring those buildings back into productive use. We certainly can cover from a code enforcement perspective, but a separate ordinance for vacant buildings, I think, is something we should be looking at in the very near future, so.
Take a look at what I just got today on that.
So, other than that, I wish everybody a safe and warm and delightful summer, and we look forward to committee of the whole later this month or later in June. So, with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Wait for Lori.
Yeah, Lori's usually like,
That's her thing.
she's like, no, she's sick.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Lori.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.